Welcome to Reclaim Your Focus, the power of intentional planning. Hi, my name's Katie, and I'm the founder of Organizing Moms. And in this workshop, we're going to talk about some ways that you can plan more intentionally so you have more time, you feel like you're being more productive, and you get more time for the things that you really want to do. Do you ever feel like you're juggling a million things and still not getting the important stuff done? We're constantly pulled in different directions, and it's really easy to lose focus on what matters. So that's why intentional planning is a game changer. And I'll show you how you can reclaim your focus and take charge of your day using intentional planning and intentional focus methods. But what is intentional focus, you may ask? Well, it's just really directing your energy towards the tasks that really matter rather than getting caught up in the busy work. Something we'd all like to do in theory, right? And it also contributes to less overwhelm, more productivity, and a greater sense of control, which is a huge thing, especially when you feel like so much of your life is out of control. How can you harness the power of intentional focus to have more control over what you get done and what you're focusing on and what you're doing? Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is start with your priorities. At the start of the day, you're going to write down 1 to 3 tasks that are going to have the biggest impact on your goals. If you don't have goals or if you haven't written them down yet, I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But for right now, when you're starting to think about your day ahead, start with 1 to 3 priorities that you list at the top of your page. Once you have those priorities listed, it's time to time block and plan strategically. Really, what that means is you're going to put those tasks that are your priorities on your schedule. Don't forget to include things like commute time, time for eating, time for getting ready to go to work, time to get ready to go to bed, any transitions that you have to do throughout the day. Put that all in too so that you're not trying to overdo it. You also want to try to include some margin in that schedule if you can, so that if something runs longer, you're not like scrambling to figure out the rest of your schedule. By the way, this usually doesn't go according to plan perfectly, but by planning it out ahead of time, you have a much better chance of completing more of what you intended to do in the day than if you just kind of left it up to chance. Once you've done your time blocking and you've gone through your day, it's time to go back, reflect, and refocus on what your goals were, what your priorities were, and just like see how things went. By doing these daily reviews or even a weekly review, you can really gain valuable insights that help you plan ahead in the future and make things go more smoothly for the circumstances of your own life. I like using this daily review sheet because it helps me focus on what went well and my achievements throughout the day. Sometimes they're not even things that were on my priorities list, but they're things that went really well that I would have probably forgotten about otherwise. There's a little bit of space for just journaling thoughts and feelings, ideas, and then at the bottom, how I'll improve tomorrow. So, what's one thing that you can change to make tomorrow go better for you? So I promised I would talk about the goals. We all set goals, or we think about setting goals. We think it would be a nice idea to do that. And I do recommend trying to set goals for shorter periods of time, even if you want to, like quarterly, monthly, and write them down. Once you have them written down, keep them somewhere where you can easily revisit them so you can see if they're still relevant goals to you for you, if you're still making progress on them, or if you need to tweak something to make sure that you reach those goals that you really wanted to achieve. Revisiting your goals is also good to do when you're reviewing your plans for the next week or even looking at your week in the past. So, do your actions align with your goals, basically? So, are you staying on track? Revisiting your goals helps to keep them top of mind, and it gives you the chance to celebrate those small wins along the way. Okay, so let's say you're planning the week ahead and you have a lot of work deadlines, you have a lot of kids' activities, like maybe soccer games, soccer practices, and at some point you're also supposed to get in errands and go to the grocery store and do all the things that you need to do to just keep your household running, right? So this seems super overwhelming. This is a lot of stuff when you look at the week ahead. However, if you plan your week ahead focusing on just a couple of tasks per day, it becomes way less overwhelming. Now remember, you've got a daily plan like this for all the days of the week. So you can spread out some of those big things that you have to do over the course of the week and put them in different days. Sometimes it's going to be you have more control over when they happen. Sometimes it's based on your schedule. But when you see them broken up day by day, it breaks it down so that it doesn't feel like such a big, overwhelming task and it seems more doable. Some more tips for staying focused. As much as you can, eliminate distractions. Social media is basically what I'm talking about here. So the going on the phone and scrolling. I'm not saying don't do it ever, but maybe wait until the end of the day when you're done with all of your stuff to go on your phone and check out your accounts. Eliminate those distractions, eliminate notifications that are going to get you off track over the course of the day. And that's going to really help you stay focused on your plan and your goals. Speaking of goals, make sure that the goals that you set are realistic. It's good to have stretch goals, but it's also important to have realistic goals, especially for a shorter time frame. So when you're looking at your daily and weekly plans, try to make those plans as realistic as possible. And speaking of your plan, revisit it often so you remember what you had set out to do and you can make tweaks as needed. And most importantly, celebrate your progress. By doing those daily reviews, you can really look back and see all the good things that you've done. I think often we push those things aside and focus on the negative, but celebrating that progress is just going to make you feel better overall as you go throughout your days and as you go throughout the week. So, I would love to know, what is it that helps you focus? I know we all have different ways of, being more focused or not being so distracted. So, can you tell us what some of your tips are in the comments? Like, what works for you? We can all learn from each other and improve our focus. If you think that some of the tools that I've shown in this presentation would be helpful to you, they are available. I will put the link down in the description below. The Productivity Prints printable set has so much stuff in it. It's almost more than you could ever need. But there's different planning sheets for all different kinds of situations. And the set itself is broken into 3 sections. The first one is about setting goals. So this section has some visual organizers and some prompts that really help you figure out what goals would be good goals for you to work towards based on what you think is important. So there's a lot of exercises in this that are really helpful to get you focused on what matters to you. The second section is all about making plans and schedules. There's things in here to help you plan projects, plan your day, plan your week, plan your month. All of that is included in this making plans and schedules section. Then we have the review and reflect section, which helps you go back and see what it is that you can celebrate, what you need to work on, track your habits. All of that is in this review and reflect section. So again, the Productivity Print set is available. I'm putting the link in the description if you want to take a look and check it out. And I want to thank you for being here. So as I said before, you can use that link in the description to get the productivity prints. And if you like this video, please subscribe to Organizing Moms and like the video so that you can see more free workshops and videos in your feed.